oh, it's like 22,000 square feet.
My
It's
goodness.
huge. It's huge. I couldn't live here by myself. I just couldn't live here by.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, oh,
So
wow.
as we stand outside the front of it, let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead and go in. I presume, do you go in the front door or side door?
Oh, my servants are here. I am again. Servants are opening the front door.
Uh-huh.
There's somebody, hello, and I give them my hat and my gloves and my cane.
Uh-huh. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What's it look like on the inside?
Uh, gas lit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, lots of, oh, there's a beaut. You walk in to the foyer and there's a grand staircase in front, all beautiful burled wood. And there are beautiful pictures on the wall of, there's a picture of a beautiful, that must be my wife. Beautiful woman
Mm.
is on the wall. She has uh, her hair in uh, piled on her head, and she's dressed in a fancy white shirt tucked in with a big skirt with a beautiful. She's beautiful.
Mm.
That's my that's my wife. That's
Wow.
that's my wife. Yes.
So
Uh,
do you do you feel love for her?
I do. I do. I feel as though I think she's dead though right now.
Oh,
She
okay.
may be dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel older. I feel uh uh 65
Mm-hmm.
years old.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and go to the ball.
Okay.
And if you go to the ball, what happens when you get there?
My man takes me in my carriage, and it's beautiful out. The moonlight. You can see the moonlight, and I'm arriving at this beautiful home, and wow, I get the feeling that we got some famous folks here, like Carnegie and uh, Mrs. Astor, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe John Astor even.
Wow.
Um,
Are you
and
famous?
they're, I'm not famous, but I financed a lot of their
Oh.
uh, the banker, the
Mm.
financier,
Mm.
and made a lot of money because they also gave me stock in what they like the steel magnet gave me stock in steel, or I had stock in uh, oil or other ventures that these people were involved in, and so they paid their loans back, but they also did me favors, and that brought me all my money.
Ah, good. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't have my wife anymore, and I don't care about money.
No,
Yeah,
sounds like you really loved her.
I did, and, and nobody knows that till they lose somebody
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
precious.
Mm-hmm. Do any of these people understand this?
No,
No.
no, and I give them a lot of money because it doesn't matter to me,
Yeah.
and they invite me because they know I will do that,
Yeah.
and I'm not really part of who they are,
Right. Yeah. You're just sort of an.
even though my home, I sent, I feel like other people live there though in my home, in different parts of my home. So I'm not living in this whole entire,
Right.
I think they call them apartments now.
Right.
I think so.
Did you choose that for other people to live there?
Yeah, to cut the loneliness. Yes, I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, because they're around. They're around, but I don't see them all the time, but I know I'm helping them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
And
So,
then they,
what else happens at the ball?
oh, oh wow. Mr. Theodore Dreiser is at the ball. He's a famous writer. He writes all kinds of novels from the American literature scene, and some of them are scandalous. He writes Sister Carrie about a woman who is a kept woman. Oh, these people are so funny. They don't want his stuff to come out, but they all live that life.
Uh,
All the men have mistresses and wives.
oh, uh-huh. So they're sort of interested in the truth, but they don't want people to know it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Oh, my. I sense that one of these very high tiered men, a very greedy man, very, I sense that this is the president of your current time, or it used to be the president of your current, he's running again.
Yes. So which character is that president?
Oh,
Do you know his name or
yeah.
job?
Oh,
Maybe you know the company he runs.
he's a, he's a steel magnet. Oh, oh, he's the guy that, no, he's a railroad guy and he's trying to bust the unions and he's he's hurting people. He has them, he pays them and they have to pay him for everything. They have to pay him back for food and pay him back for where they live, and they're stuck in this horrible situation where they can't get ahead. And he's happy because he doesn't care. He's happy. He's he's got money and he doesn't care that they don't have money. But he makes everybody think he's helping these people. He's not,
How does he make them think that?
because he gives them jobs
Hmm.
and he tells people they would they wouldn't eat, they wouldn't have anywhere to go if I didn't help them. I'm wonderful.
Uh-huh.
Wow. I don't like some of these people. I don't think I stay there very long. I think I left, here's my donation. And then I went and got in my carriage and left.
Yeah.
There was music playing though. It was lively, but the people are so, they're so awful. They're awful people.
What do you think?
Oh,
What do you think makes them so awful? You look at
there's never enough. They, they are hedonists and they have, uh, they have sterling silver sugar cube holders and they have uh uh they don't treat their people that work for them right, and they everything is just about money.
yeah,
Getting money and power. That's their power.
yeah.
Their power.
Hmm. Yeah, good. Well, let's just leave them behind.
Oh good.
Yeah, and we'll go to another time. Right. And just let yourself float in that cloud. We're going to stay in the lifetime of
Mm.
this wealthy man. We can go forward in time or backward in time, but we want to go to an important time in the lifetime of the man who's a banker. On the count of three, one, two, three, we've now moved to an important time. What's happened?
Oh, the Titanic. It's the Titanic. It's sunk. It's sunk, and this people are missing, and babies and people, and it wasn't supposed to sink. And oh, that horrible man that owned the white star line. Oh, that horrible man.
Why do you say horrible man? What does he have to do with the sinking?
Yeah, he's indicted later, I think. He, he's told people this will never sink,
Right,
and he didn't put enough lifeboats in the boat. He didn't think there was going to be a problem. He didn't make a plan. All he worried about was getting it out before it was ready and getting it done and making the money. Oh, he's good friends with the steel magnate. Oh, just another one.
yeah.
But I think he hears that the Astors have died later on in the week. And there's a list of people listed that are missing. And I think he actually feels sorry about that.
So there's a moment where he feels sorry and feels
Well,
regret.
yeah.
Yeah,
There is a moment, but it's it's not like a moment that an empath, somebody who is sensitive or has empathy would feel. It's more like, oh, well, it was too bad they were on there.
right.
It was, yeah,
Yeah,
it was dismissed, I guess, because to feel guilty about something that he feels he had no control over is the narrative. And that's exactly the narrative of the steel magnet. Oh, wow.
so they have no real empathy for
No
others.
empathy and no uh no compassion, no understanding. Uh,
Do the
uh,
others have contempt for this guy? Does anybody say anything to him or shame him?
uh, he is shamed. Uh, and there are others that are shamed. There are some men who were dressed as women who got on the boats that were shamed as well.
Yes.
And there was a representative from the White Star Line that also got in the boats, I believe. I don't know if he was the owner. I don't know if I'm watching it from the outside, and the perception I have as a soul can only see so much of what this man uh, feelings and complicit complicit actions did. But I believe he was damned by many.
Yeah. Okay, good. So you've learned about this. Uh, what else? What else is going on?
Uh, oh, people are in the streets crying. I can see a young boy selling newspapers. Um, and now I'm seeing more uh, Tin Lizzies. They're Tin Lizzies. They're cars. I guess you
Yeah.
crank them up in the front, and oh my! I think I'd rather stay in my carriage and be with my horse. I don't think I can get one of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. No.
Yeah.
Uh,
Good. All right. So let's go from here to the last day of the life. On the count of three, we will be at the last day of the life of the businessman. Right? And one, two, three.
oh,
We have now arrived at the last day of the life.
I my children have arrived to say goodbye to me. I'm not well. Um, oh, they are wearing gas masks. It's 1918,
Oh.
and I have they can't get near me because I have the flu.
Oh.
I have the flu. it's all over the city. And my children come, they have gas masks on, but they're looking at me through my parlor window and they're waving to me and they're crying. Oh my, so sad. And I keep saying, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'm going to be with mother. I'm going to be with mother because I've missed her so. Oh,
Do
wow.
they hear you when you say that?
I hope so.
Uh-huh.
It's hard to tell because they have those funny masks on, but their eyes are full of tears. And I tell them not to be tearful.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Do you feel love from them?
I really do.
Yeah.
I feel they were like their mother. Their
Yeah.
mother was so loving and they got that from their mother.
Good.
Yeah.
Right. How many children are there?
I see a son and a daughter.
Mhm.
Um, I think they're my children from now.
Uh-huh.
I think so.
And
But the daughter is a younger one, not the older one, and my son is the oldest. He's probably in his 50s, and my daughter's in her late 30s. And
mhm.
they have children, little children with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
Good. Okay. And as this is the last day, what do you think of your life before you leave it?
When will people learn the value of life? When will people know that they have chosen to come here to do the work that they've done and not to take advantage of other people?
Mm,
When will people understand that greed and harsh treatment of other people is something that spiritually does not help us evolve? It holds us into that karmic cycle.
mm,
Uh,
yeah,
and it's what I do recognize is that I can feel the hurt that I might have caused someone by a comment in this all-knowing state, but I can also feel how I felt and the other person felt. So I can feel the love. And for me, the love overwhelms me, especially with the woman I married.
yeah,
And so uh, it was a beautiful life. And when she left, a lot of my beauty went out of it.
I see. Okay, good. Well, let's go ahead and leave that life and move through into spirit. Do you go the same way through your head or do you go a different way?
Well, this is interesting. Now
What?
it's coming out my ears.
Ha.
Maybe it was like to remind me that listening is so important. Mm,
Wow, how
yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Mm,
And just
mm.
float up the way you float up. Do you float through the same way? Is it the same?
Uh, I can look down on the city.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I can look down on the city. What's interesting to me is that it's also projecting to me the changes that may occur with the city over time.
Oh,
And they're giving me a little bit of a look, let's say, at some bridges and skyscrapers that probably were brought uh, in the 20s and 30s, and that I was I was at the beginning of all of that in New York
right.
City, and that I should be happy that I was there when I was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why,
yeah.
why should you be happy?
Oh, because it was even though there was a lot of greed and it was innocent in some ways. That there was an innocence about uh, what we could achieve,
Mm-hmm.
and for instance, Mr. Ford and his cars and Mr. Edison and his light bulb. We didn't think that, and they put, we were starting to see them put in lamp posts and wires and oh, it's just we lived before that. We lived in when it was dark at night. It was dark at night. You could see the stars.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Wow.
Yeah.
Great. And let's go ahead and go a little bit further. And we'll go to the place where we're looking back at the lifetime having lived.
Okay.
And as you look back at that, well, what do you think was the purpose of that lifetime?
Mm. It taught me the importance of hard work because putting together financial deals for important people um, was the way that I had to make my living. And I had to learn how to interact with people. Um, some were kind and loving and others weren't. And I had to learn how to distance myself from those people who did not have my best interests at heart,
Yeah.
but to give to people who did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How did you do this? How could you put the distance between certain people? How did you manage it?
Um, well, this is funny. I'm sorry, this is funny. They used to have outhouses before they had plumbing, but I did have a house that had plumbing later in my life, and I would feel like I opened the door while they were on the pot, and that made me feel equal.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah, because we all do the same thing behind the closed door.
yes, we're all equal in that way. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh. Very nice. Good. And did you learn anything else?
Mm. I learned how important family was.
Yeah.
Family's very important, yeah.
Mm,
More important than anything else. And I learned that living each moment in the now is important because once my wife left and passed, I tried to live in the now with my children as much as I could, with giving them space to be adults. And
mhm.
I believe that helped me in this current life because that's the way I was with my children, roots and wings. And so it makes sense why that was so important to me
Mm.
in the life I live right now.